So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going over automated outreach, personalized icebreakers, and first outreach messages. So essentially, this will take the information from your scraped leads, from wherever you scrape them, as long as they have their first name, last name, their industry, their position, and maybe where they're based. And essentially create messages on those variables to highly personalize your automated outreach and stand out from the 90% that are just using AI automation tools to send outreach and sound like an AI bot, right? So we're going to be using a platform called make.com. If you're not familiar, this is a no-code open source platform that's completely for free. I'm not affiliated in any single way. I just genuinely use this on a day-to-day basis. And we'll be using Google Sheets plus OpenAI. Okay, so what we're going to do is essentially create a module and search rows on Google Sheets, right? Now, make sure that you have connected your account. And then we're going to go from select all and enter our spreadsheet ID. Now, the way we can do this is we go to our spreadsheet and copy the link ID over here, if I can get this right. Right. Okay, there's a one before, just remember, and it's just before the edit. Okay, paste that in here. Let me just do this because I missed that. Here we are. Now the sheet name. Essentially, we're going to go back here, double click, Control C, and paste it in here. Okay, I've already had it. Right, column range will be from, column range will be from A to Z, okay? And then we'll get back to the filters later. This is essentially going to make sure that we're not overlapping results on the output into the spreadsheet, but we'll figure that out later, right? So this is pretty simple, right? Connect your account, your ID, and the sheet name. Make sure you get that right, otherwise it will not work. And then what we'll do, we'll just set a limit quickly for 3 to make sure it's working, so that it pulls data from the spreadsheet. As you can see, we've got first name, last name, right? Again, first name, last name. It's successfully pulled the information. So if you're wondering how you get these leads, honestly, you can use any lead scraping platform, whether it be Apollo, whether it be some extension that you have on Chrome. But yeah, just make sure you get yourself a list like this, okay? This can be done for email outreach, DM outreach, as well as SMS. But obviously you need the provided information for that to be, for that to happen, right? So obviously email outreach is what I'm focusing on now. Social media platform, you would need the social media handles, SMS, phone numbers. You already get the point. So we're going to add another module here, and we're going to be using OpenAI and creating a completion. Okay, obviously link your account. This is very straightforward, right? You go to the OpenAI, your OpenAI account, copy the API and link it. Okay, so select method, which we'll keep as create chat completion, right? And the model we're going to be using is honestly one of the cheaper ones, and it works very, very well, which is the GPT 4.1 mini system. So we'll give that a chance to load. So what we're going to do now is develop the prompts and roles for this agent, as well as give it a couple examples on how to create these icebreakers. So for the first one is going to be the developer in the system, right? This is where we're going to essentially describe what is this system going to be doing, right? Or what role does it fulfill, right? So we can say something on the lines of, you are a helpful and intelligent, did I spell that right? Hopefully I did, writing assistant. Or you could say you're a helpful and intelligent copywriter, or whatever it may be, right? And then we're going to add another message, okay? Now this is where we're going to put it in the prompt. So user, right? So to explain the difference between user, assistant, and developer, User is us, right? That's us going into GPT and manually typing in a message to give, right? The message you you receive is the assistant, right? And then the developer system is like creating a new agent for a specific task, okay? So as users, we're going to prompt it something on the lines of, you are your role is to take as input a bunch of personal information. Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. About a person or lead, okay? And design a customized one line, it's fine, icebreaker to start the conversation. Just making sure I spelled everything right there. It's not the biggest edit in the world. It can recognize spelling mistakes, okay? Then we needed to return it in a JSON format, okay? So we need to explain, you will return the icebreaker in JSON using the below format. Let's just say using this format, okay? So now we're gonna essentially give it the format in a JSON, well, obviously in JSON, right? So brackets here, say wait, I forgot the quotation mark, forgot what these are called. Anyways, icebreaker, bang, 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 bang. Okay, so here in between these two quotation marks, I'm going to call it quotation marks, we're going to put the message, right? Just an example. So we're going to say, hey, name or first name, let's do this, and then \n, this is to create a new line as in paragraph, right? We're going to say, really respect X and love what you're doing at Y. Wanted to run something by you. Yeah, okay. So obviously really respect what they're doing and love what they're doing, or really respect this thing and love what they're doing at this company. Wanted to run something by you, okay? So that's just kind of giving it the blueprint of what the icebreaker is going to be. This isn't exactly what it's going to be word for word. Now let's give it some rules, okay? So how do we say write in a, let's just say Spartan laconic tone of voice. And honestly, you can change this up to whatever you like, whether you want it to be like business casual, or you know, you want to be a bit more, how do I say, humorous, or you know, overly how do you say, hospitable. Whatever tone of voice you want your outreach to be in, this is where you obviously give that, okay? So we also want to imply familiarity, right? And the reason being is because the more familiar we are with them, the higher chance we're going to have to get them on a call, okay? So this could be on the lines of like us wanting the same things as them, or we believe in the same things as them, or we like the same things as them, right? People love relatability. So if we can get the agent to find variables within the lead sheet where we can be relatable to them and put that in a message, we're going to have a higher chance of getting them on a call, right? So we're going to say something like imply familiarity. Did I spell it right? Yes. Wherever possible. Say i.e. if you see an opportunity to imply that I like the same things, believe the same things, or want the same things as they do, go for it. Okay? What else can we say here? Keep things short and punchy. I should say short, and follow the format provided when constructing constructing your icebreakers. I'm not the best at typing, and I am certainly not the best at spelling. But hey, we are here, so always double check your stuff. Now, another thing I wanted to kind of have in this outreach message is trying to shorten their company name, right? So if we're going to have, for example, if we're going to have something that says John Website Agency, I would rather have it say, love what you're doing at John. Okay, that's a terrible example, but let's just say for my own company, say it was a website agency. You know, instead of saying, love what you're doing at VegFlow Website Agency, we would say, hey, love what you're doing at VegFlow, right? So we want to shorten that or abbreviate their company name wherever possible. And this kind of comes off as, I wouldn't say necessarily laid back, but more personal, because when you are writing a manual message, people would be more likely to write it like that. So what we can do here is say, if you see an opportunity to shorten the company name, say XYZ instead of XYZ agency. That's one example. Let's give it a couple more like real life examples, right? More examples. We could do, let's just use the one we did now, VecFlow Website Agency. Hold on. We need to do the shortened version. VecFlow instead of VecFlow Website Agency, right? Jeez, I cannot type. Let's do another one. Let's do something like, I'm trying to think of an example now. We could do, let's do an old company of mine, just to make it simple. OVO, instead of OVO, OVO, let's say professional services, right? So yeah, this is giving an example to abbreviate or just shorten what their company name is, right? Let's just do etc at the end. Okay, so that should be our prompt, right? Let me just read over it just to make sure that we can maybe add anything or we don't need. And you see, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is add another message. Now this is going to be a user. So this is input. Essentially what we're going to send to the GPT model. And this is where we're going to go here and select certain variables that it will use to create this personal message. Okay. So we can do first name, last name, title, company. You know what? We can do city, state, country. Right? So, but we want this at the end, right? So we want the variables to be kind of separated from all the words and stuff, right? So we'll put this at the end. So the way we're going to do this is just add a message, because we're going to add 2 more. Okay, and making sure that the message 3 is the last one. Where's message 5? There it is. After 4. There we are. Okay, so we've got message 1, message 2, and then message 4. So message 4 is essentially going to be some real life examples of this. Okay, so we're going to copy this, go to here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our spreadsheet and select a random person. Okay, let's just say we're going to pick Steve. Okay, so we go to first name. If I can select, okay, Steve. Okay, find his last name. No, that's wrong. There we go. Kilby is his last name. So put it there. Okay, what is his title? So we're going to go find his title now. He is the co-founder. Okay, and managing partner. Right? What company? Oh, stop clicking the wrong buttons. Paste that in there. Amplify marketing agency. Let me just create spaces here. There we are. Right, now we're going to go get the city. So let's just scroll here. Right, he is in Dubai. Oops, there we go. What is happening? There we go. So he's in Dubai. Okay. This wasn't a very good example because it's Dubai. But it's fine. State, Dubai, and the country, UAE. Cool. Now, for message 5, this is going to be our, how do I say, icebreaker output, right? So this is, we're giving an example of what the agent should follow when giving us the output of a icebreaker. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're going to, obviously in JSON format, type in icebreaker. Okay, and then we're going to say, hey, and using this information here, going, hey Steve. Okay, let's just do a comma there, new line. Amazing. Love what you're doing. Oh my gosh, I cannot type. Ads. So we're going to shorten this as well. We're going to give it an example of what it would be shortened to. So instead of Amplify Marketing Agency, we're going to say love what you're doing at Amplify. Okay. Now, just to add, so we can give an example. Okay, so we're going to see what do we have in common, right? So we're going to ask a question, what do we have in common with these people, right? So they're all in like creative agencies, marketing agencies, web development agencies, advertising. So a lot of these would probably be doing the same thing as I'm doing right now, which is outsourcing, right? So we're trying to get connected with people. So what we can say is going, also doing some outsourcing right now, wanted to, oh geez, to run something by you. Right, so now we've given an example of kind of what we wanted. Now, I will say, add more example outputs. Trust me, it does significantly improve the quality of the icebreaker. For the sake of time, I'm not going to. But you just literally add another one, right? Add a message, remember to move it up, assistant in the same format. Icebreaker, hey, Steve. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one now. Let's just do one more, right? So after message 5, go here, go here, go here, role, assistant. Okay, and we do the JSON, icebreaker. Okay, we're gonna say, hey Steve again, using the same one. Okay, new line, new line. We can say really respect what you're doing at Amplify. Geez, I'm trying to think. We can say maybe something like love to see that we're on the same wavelength, that we are on the same wavelength or vibe or whatever. Have I even spelled that wrong? No, I haven't. Wavelength. What? Okay, whatever. And then we can say again, wanted to run something by you. Okay? So we'll just do different variations. I'm not going to go any more than this. But yeah, this is kind of what we would get. And then we're going to go down to show advanced settings. Okay? So the response format we want in a JSON object and parse JSON response. Okay? So also, we really want the AI agent to follow these rules pretty strictly, but also give it a little bit more freedom at the same time. So lower temperatures means that we are gonna essentially getting more, it literally says here, right? So lower temperatures generate more focused and well-defined responses. For example, 0.2, the default is 1. Okay, so what are we gonna do here is go 0.5. So it just has a little bit of breathing room, but can still follow the rules. Okay, we're gonna save this. Okay, then we're gonna run this once. Hold on, let me just check here that we have still 3 limit. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna see what this is gonna look like. See, it's generating the responses here, right? If you want to check these, click this, go to output, result. Hey Lysian, really respect Ajroni, is that how you say it? I love what you're doing there. Wanted to run something by you. You know, not bad, you know? Result here, hey Sotos. Really respect, unbox, and love what you're doing there. Really wanted to run something by you. Okay, that's the same. Hey, love what you're doing there, wanted to run something. Okay. I wonder if it will, yeah, I wonder if it will give us some more different responses. So let's see here. Is there anything I can change that will make it a bit better? You know what? Let me see if I can. Let me just copy this so I don't lose it and remove message 6. And let's see what it does. Just want to see if that is affecting it at all. Okay, make operation 1, result. Okay. Oh, okay. So actually, it did better with 1. It gives it a bit more breathing room to come up with more different answers. Respect what you're building at Ajrani. Also deep in the website work. Wanted to run something by you. That's pretty good. I won't even lie to you. What's this one like? Yeah, really respect. Yep. Okay, go here. Really respect Mason Rose, sorry, and love what you're doing there. Wanted to run something by you. Okay, so these are not bad, right? So you can obviously tweak as much as you want to get more variations, but you can see, like, you know, it's personalized, it's relatable. You know what I mean? So now what we're going to do is add another module. Okay, we're going back to Google Sheets, and this is to update a row, right? So we're going to do the same thing. Search path, enter manually, go back and copy that link. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm not very good at copying links, am I? There we go. Boom. Go back. In you go. Sheet name. Come back here. Back. Boom. Okay, row number. This is where essentially we're telling it to start. So obviously row number 2, you don't want it in the headers. Column range, A to Z. Okay. Now we're going to go down to where the icebreakers is. So if you haven't done this already, right, just create a column that's empty with the title icebreaker, right? So as you can see, that was column I. We're going to go here and find result. Okay. As you can see, it already got that result for Lycian. So we're going to put that in there. Okay. Now in column I, we're going to have the result of the icebreakers. All right. That's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy, right? So now what we're going to do is go back here to Google Sheets, the first module. And essentially, we're going to go down to filter. Then you're going to search icebreaker. Click here and say does not exist. So essentially what this is going to do is stop it from developing icebreakers from a column that's already filled, right? So if we already have a prospect that we've developed an icebreaker for, we don't want it overlapping and starting from the top, especially if you have thousands of leads. You know, you don't want to be starting from number 1 if you've gotten through 500 already, right? You want to start from 501 instead. So let's just make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, we click save, and actually let's just run it. Let's run the full thing. So go down here, no limit, save, and run. And as you can see, it is working. Let's see on the Google Sheets. There we are. There we are. And it will do that for my 138 different prospects. As you can see, they're not like the craziest, you know, icebreakers, but you can honestly really just add more rules and examples to really give you different variations and not too much of a copy paste. This will still work though. As you can see, like, hey Samantha, really respect Mason Rose. Hey guys, so as you can see, or maybe say here, we had a bit of audio technical difficulty, but the rest of the video basically goes on saying that, you know, these icebreakers that are coming out will work. And if you want, obviously, more variations and more personalized, you can add more variables into the message and also add more examples. In the next video, I'm going to be explaining essentially how we will go over automating those messages and sending them out to prospects. Do bear in mind that it does cost a couple $100 to actually get set up, but is well worth it. So with that being said, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see. I am giving away literally everything I am learning in the AI automation space completely for free. So if you want the blueprints as well to this automation, I do have my Whop community link down below. It is completely free, but you can access all those resources there. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was insightful. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.